Hans Themistode, FightHype.com, here with probably the number one guy that needs no introduction, Roy Jones Jr. How you feeling today, brother?
Yeah, I'm good, brother. How you feeling?
Yeah, I'm cool, man. No complaints at all, man.
That's
So
good.
first off, before we discuss like other things, wanted to talk about some of the fighters that you're currently training. One named Andrew Murphy, another one named Mandeep Jangra. I don't know if I said that name.
Jangra. Yeah, Jangra.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, just talk to me a little bit about those guys. I know they're fighting next week, Thursday. Give me your
Yep.
impression of them.
Well, I call him Django because he's so different. You know what I mean, Mandeep is a very different guy. The guy he's fighting is actually a very different guy too. So it's a very good fight for him. Both of them, I think the guy won the Commonwealth Games. I think Mandeep came run up in the Commonwealth Games or something like that. So I think they both have a lot of amateur experience, which is going to make for a great fight. But Mandeep is something different in the ring because he's just now learning how to adapt to his American pro style. But everything you teach him, he tries to do. And I love fighters that try to do the things that they're being taught in training. And the same goes with Andrew Murphy. Andrew is one of the slickest up and comers I've seen in a while, but he's dedicated to the sport. He's harder on himself than I am on him. So that makes it really good because I'm hard on guys because I be wanting to get perfection. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
I want the best for them. And if you hard on yourself than I am, then that's saying a lot about yourself and a lot about what you want out of this game. So I think Andrew Murphy really wants to be one of the best fighters in the game, and I think he's very well on his way, being what he is and being where he is. And watching nobody will expect him to have the hand speed, the power, the charisma that he has, but he's very talented and he's definitely a hard worker.
Both guys are pretty young. Are you? I don't want to say if you're trying to fast track, man, but it always feels like in boxing nowadays, younger guys don't really get the chance to, I guess maybe not really fully develop, but they kind of get thrown into the fire really quickly, man. Do you see that happening with your guys as well?
It happens because you got guys from overseas like Lomachenko. Third fight, second, third fight, he fight for a world title. So that means that all of the amateur experience, he really put it to use. No sense in working on years of a professional career building no more because these guys have so much experience now that if you can't turn pro and get it, you're going to get passed by. I mean, look at the guys now. Devin Haney, 23 years old, undisputed champ. You understand me? I
Yeah.
mean, look at Tank, the young guys, and they already got world titles. But Devin is 23 and already undisputed world champ. Undisputed at 23. Come on, bro. The game has changed. You got to get in that fast lane or you're going to get passed by. So it's not like they're on a fast track, but to me, they really ain't on the fastest track they should be on because I feel like they should be on an even faster track than they're on. But we got to see can they handle this first, then they got to keep going forward.
So how come is it why are some guys able to do that? Like I'm trying to phrase my question. Like, okay, so Lomachenko went, if I'm not mistaken, like 396 and 1 in the amateurs. And
Mhm.
there's a bunch of other guys that have like a bunch of amateur fights. I know you're saying that once you have that experience, once you turn pro, you're good to go. But don't guys usually have to like tinker with their style and, eventually make it like a pro style?
Well, some guys do, but as you see, Loma had to make some adjustments too. But he learned it after his second or third fight, and he made that adjustment quick because he's used to making adjustments. So if you got 100 amateur fights, you can basically see pretty much everything. It's how well could you adjust to what you've seen. Look at Bud Crawford. Bud Crawford came on the scene adjusting to anything they bought him. When they bought him to Brady's Prescott, he wasn't supposed to beat Prescott. He beat the dog living heck out of Prescott because he knew how to adjust then. He learned enough from his amateur experience to know how to make adjustments. He made an adjustment on the spot and beat it. Everybody he fought, you would watch him make adjustments and then you would watch him beat him. That's the difference in a guy like, say, and I'm not picking up, I'm just saying, like with Earl, but Earl fought, we thought Earl could beat. So until Earl fought Bud Crawford, we never saw him in the ring with a guy that we didn't think he could beat. So he never had to make no adjustments. So when he finally fought Bud, he wasn't able to make that adjustment because he hadn't been in the habit of making adjustments. You feel me? So not that he's not a hell of a pro fighter, but Earl Spence is a hell of a pro fighter. But when you're not forced to make those adjustments, it kind of hurts you in the long run because when you can make adjustments, you can do anything. When you can't make adjustments, or when you don't have to make adjustments, it makes it very difficult for you to do it when the time comes.
When I've always heard in every profession, whether it's boxing, MMA, NBA, football, whatever, that the greater you are, the more difficult it is to actually train somebody. And when it comes to greatness and skills, you're at the top. You did a lot of things unconventional, hands low, hands behind your back, but you were just so fast that it didn't really matter to you. So when you're training guys like Murphy and Jen, I can't say his name properly. I'm gonna get it right.
Jenga. Just call him
Jenga.
Django. Just call
There
him
you go.
Django. I call him.
Django. When you're training guys like that, obviously they're talented, but does a part of you kind of sit back and like get frustrated at times because they're not, you know, can't get it the way you got it like automatically?
Believe it or not, the only thing that I get frustrated about is when they can't get the basics down pat.
Mm.
I'm not concerned about how far over the top you can go. That's all about your own personal genetic makeup. Andrew can do some things that I probably never would have tried in the ring. Django can do some things that I definitely have tried in the ring. He's not the best at it. Sometimes he gets caught trying to do it, but I just like the fact that his mind goes far enough to try to do it. So the fact that his mind is thinking on that level lets me know that he's trying to understand everything that I teach him. I don't teach guys to fight like I fought. I teach guys to fight the basic way. Now I don't stop them when they do things like to me, they both probably keep their left hands a little too low. So I'm constantly on them about, hey, keep the left hand up sometime. Even I didn't keep mine down all the time. You understand me? So don't take that and then that's the way it goes. No, there are times to keep the left down and there are times to keep the left up. And those are the things that bother me the most because I know what you're trying to do, but I didn't fight like that all the time. You can't fight one way all the time.
Makes sense. Would love to get your thoughts on the whole Errol Spence undergoing cataract surgery. Seems like now his rematch with Crawford is probably going to get pushed back several months. In your view, what does Crawford do? Does he just kind of sit back and chill and wait, or does he go after the young killer like Jaron Ennis, man?
You made enough money, you sit back and wait. Why would you go waste take the chance of fighting Jaron Ennis when really you the man now? You're 35 years old. You done proved yourself over and over and over again. So here's another guy that's close to your age that's also trying to prove himself over and over again. So you two fighting is a good fight. You to fight Jaron Ennis, it's gonna be harder for you because you have everything to lose and nothing to win. Because if you beat him, people gonna say, "Well, you're 35, you've been up for so long, you should have beat him." But if he beats you, they're gonna get like an upset. So he got everything to win and nothing to lose. But if he loses to Crawford, they say, "Well, that's Bud Crawford. He just beat Errol. What we expect." But if you beat Crawford, that's gonna be, whoa, maybe Crawford wasn't good as we thought it was. Wait a minute, man. Crawford 35 years old before anybody almost beat him. Come on, you know what I'm saying? So we take and we forget about the golden years and the way that you do things. They don't judge you by the golden years like they should in football. They judge John Elway by his last few years. They judge him by what he did in his prime. They don't judge Dan Marino by what he did the last few years. They judge him by what they did in their prime. But in boxing, they judge you by what they last saw. you know, and it's kind of crazy.
That's a fair enough point, and I think that's the position that Crawford is taking. But put yourself in Crawford's shoes. When you was the guy, you was just like, this guy thinks he's better than me? All right, put him in the ring. It doesn't really matter. He thinks he's better? Put him in the ring. Like, do you
Uh,
kind of want I know you're saying that Crawford has done pretty much everything, but there's a part of you kind of want Crawford to say, a lot of people are talking about him. Even you have said you see some of yourself in
of
Jaron.
course, of
So
course,
do you want to
of
just be
course.
like, just fight that dude anyways?
You got. Yeah, but you gotta look at me like this. I'm a guy who's in the middle because I love Crawford, I love Ennis, right? So because I'm a boxer, I see both sides. Now, the real solution to the problem that you trying to bring about, the real solution of that to that is the Saudis are spending a lot of money, right? But if y'all want to do something good for boxing, give Crawford 25 or 50 million and let him fight Boots. Now it's worth Crawford's time and effort to fight Boots. If you just fight him for $5 or $6 million, that's not worth it for Crawford. I'm putting everything on the line for $5 or $6 million. No, but if somebody's smart, go over to Turkey, whatever his name is. Just go to Turk and tell Turk, give Crawford 25 million to fight Boots Ennis, and we got a hell of a fight in our hands, right? I
Mm.
think Crawford be like, hey, 25 million, who I won't fight for 25 million. That's how I felt in my prime. But for me, who I won't fight for 2 million because I was different.
Yeah.
But I don't expect him to be like I was. You know what I'm saying? I'm different. He still, if you got the right money on the table, I know Crawford would probably say, hey, If that kind of money, why would I leave it on the table? Let's go, boo. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I think that fight should be looked upon. If we want Crawford to make it worth Crawford's while to make it. You know what I'm saying? It's worth Boots while. I know because Boots wants to be the man. He like I was when I fought James Harden. I wanted to be the man.
Mhm.
You feel me? But Crawford wanted to be the man for a long time too, but they wouldn't give Crawford the correct shots at it until he got 35 years old. So now you gotta say it took you all the time to get to prove that you was the man. Now you're gonna go prove it in one fight and take a chance of possibly giving it back the next fight against a guy who is really a worthy opponent. I'm not saying he can beat Bud. I'm not saying Bud can beat him. But Bruce is a worthy opponent for anybody. You understand me? So if y'all want to see that, you should pay him for that.
Would you, two-part question. One, would you still favor Terence in that fight? And also, does Terence kind of have like somewhat of an obligation to fight Jaron, only from the standpoint of all of the older legends done fought the young guys, man? Does Crawford have that obligation to be like, all right, I'm gonna fight him and let's see how it plays out?
No, he doesn't. And I'm gonna tell you why he don't feel like he had an obligation. He chased Earl for 5 years. Then the same era count. So for him, he feel like if I gotta chase him for 5 years, what make you think I'm gonna make you chase him for 5 years? So he not obligated to do nothing. Secondly, the fight is a fight where in boxing, I gotta give my respect too. I watched Bud Crawford grow up. You understand me? So I know what Bud Crawford is. I seen Bud hit on the chin. I seen Bud cut. I seen Bud hurt. I seen pretty much everything happen to Bud that could happen to Bud. I seen all of this because I was commentating at the time. I don't get to study many other fighters like I get to study Bud. So I'm not saying that Bud necessarily beats Boots, but I'm definitely not saying that Boots beats Bud because I've seen Bud in a lot of different situations. But I ain't seen Boots in those situations yet. Now, don't get it wrong. I ain't saying Boots can't win because Boots is a monster. Boots is a totally different character from anything Bud probably ever seen.
Hmm.
But we made Bud wait so long to get a chance to prove that point that for him was like, wait a minute, I had to wait really more than 5 years to prove the point because when he beat Victor Poster was like everybody was like, who is he? So
Hmm.
that wasn't good enough. You understand me?
Yeah,
Everybody he beat wasn't good enough to put him at the top of the pound for pound list. He only had one guy that he could beat to put him at the top of the pound for pound list. And it took him basically 5 years to get that guy to fight. So because it took him so long, he's not trying to give it back that quick. And I don't blame him. Unless y'all gonna give him 25, 50 million, now it's worth his price to it.
for sure, man. Hopefully it happens.